Great. Good morning, my dear friends. In this video, we are going to discuss what is constructor chaining and how can we achieve constructor chaining. Okay. So, constructor chaining is one of the most important questions that is asked in the interview. Even I personally, I was asked the same question in the interview. Okay. So, I'll try to make constructor chaining in two videos. In this video we will discuss what is super call statement, and in next video we will discuss what is this call statement, and we will also discuss both super call statement and this call statement in another video. Okay, but it is one of the most important topic in Java. Okay, constructor chaining is nothing but the process of one constructor calling another constructor for execution is called constructor chaining. It means one constructor will call another constructor for execution, that is nothing but constructor chaining. And we can achieve this constructor chaining in two ways. Okay, by using super call statement or by using this call statement. See, we can call a constructor by using super call statement, by using this call statement. Okay, so constructor chaining is nothing but one constructor calling another constructor for execution. Okay, it happens in two ways, super call statement and this call statement. Let us know what is mean by super call statement. Okay, super call statement is used to call the constructor of superclass. Okay, so first thing that you need to remember is super call statement is used to call the constructor of superclass. Okay, and it can be used only inside the constructor, and super call statement can be used only inside the constructor. We cannot make use of the super call statement other than constructor. Okay, we can only use it inside the constructor. We cannot use super call statement outside the constructor. We can only use super call statement inside the constructor. Okay, very important point. Okay, it must be the first statement of the constructor. Okay, super call statement must be the first statement of the constructor. Okay, there should be no other constructor, there should be no other statement rather than super call statement. Okay, so super call statement must be the first statement of the constructor. Okay, super call statement can be used with actual arguments or without actual arguments. I think you know what do you mean by actual arguments. Okay, and if programmer fails to add a super call statement in the constructor, by default super call statement is added without any formal arguments as a first statement. So for example, if I didn't add any super call statement, but by default compiler adds a super call statement without any formal arguments, without any actual arguments, sorry. Okay, so super call statement will be there by default. Okay, and one more most important bit is you cannot use super call statement without inheritance. Okay, by using, when there is a relationship, when there is inheritance, then only you can use super call statement, then only super call statement, then only super call logic applies there. Okay, hope you are good, hope you are good with this theory. Okay, so let us get into theoretically. Okay, let us discuss super calls, what is super call statement practically. Later on we will discuss about this call statement. Okay, let us get into the practical. So I have created a program. So and I have named it as A. Okay, name of the class is A. Okay, so constructor see, we use constructor to create object. Okay, so object creation of object is mandatory. Okay, let us create object initially. Okay, so let us create object here. So how do we create object? So class name, let us give object reference name as obj1 is equal to, okay, so I have to make use of new a, and this is how we create object. Okay, this is object. Okay, so and constructor is created inside the class, it is not created inside the method. Okay, I'm creating a constructor here. Okay, so this is the constructor. Okay, in this I am going to give a statement system dot out dot println of, okay, so I'm going to say a class A. Okay, I'll say that class A, class A. Okay, so this is the statement, sorry. Okay, so this is constructor. Okay, so this is constructor. When I run the program, I'm going to get output as, let me write something here. This is main method, right? Main method. Okay, so let us say main method started. Okay, so when I run the program, I'm going to get class A and main method started output. Okay, because constructor is executed before main method executed, because object creation is there. Okay, let us maintain it clearly. Class A constructor is created. Okay, so this is class A. Okay, so let us create one subclass to it. Okay, let us create one subclass to it, and let us apply super call statement there. Okay, so let me take a new class. Okay, so I'm going to name it as B, and I'm going to create that class, but I'm going to inherit that class. How do you inherit a class? By using extends word. Okay, extends A. Okay, this is what B class, and I'm going to create public main method here. Okay, so main method is also created. So I'm going to create object of B. Okay, so I'm creating object of B. I'm naming it as obj2. Okay, and I have to make use of new keyword and B constructor. Okay, so I created object of B class. So I'm going to create some constructors here. Okay, so B must be capital. So constructor name should always be same as class name. Okay, this is a rule. So constructor name should always be same as class name. Here class name is B, right? So constructor name should also be B. Okay, that is the rule. So here I'm going to write system dot out dot print ln of. Okay, so I'm going to say that B class constructor is created. Okay, this is when I run the program. Can you expect the output? What will be the output? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so class A constructor is created, B class constructor is created is the output. Okay, if I run the program, so I have an error. Sorry, I have didn't use semicolon there. Okay, if I run the program, I'm going to get output as class A constructor is created, class B constructor is, sorry, B class constructor is created. So how do you means? See, we have already discussed that if programmer fails to add a constructor, if programmer fails to add a super call statement, sorry, okay, if programmer fails to add a super call statement in the constructor, by default super call statement will be there without any actual arguments. Okay, that is what here happened. Even if I say, okay, even if I write super without any actual arguments, I'm going to get the same output. I'll get the same output. For example, if I go to a class, and if I create another constructor here by saying that a, okay, and I'm going to give some formal arguments here, into a comma into b. Okay, this is the formal arguments that I have given. Okay, and I'm going to say system dot out dot println of, I'm going to say, for example, a plus b. I'm going to write a plus b. Okay, this is, and I have created another constructor with formal arguments here, and I'm going to subclass, and I'm going to call that that constructor which has formal arguments. For example, 2 comma 7. If I run the program, can you expect the output? It is nothing but 9 B class constructor is loaded. B class constructor is loaded. Very simple. There is nothing that rocket science here. Okay, so super call statement, by default a super call statement there without any formal arguments. Okay, if you add super call statement, it's okay. Even though if you don't add any super call statement, by default a super call statement will be there without any formal arguments, and it calls constructor of superclass. Here superclass is A, okay, and subclass is B. Okay, superclass has two constructors. Okay, so in B class I'm trying to call the constructor of superclass which has formal arguments. For example, if I'm giving only one actual argument, if I try to run the program, do you know what I'm going to get? I'm going to get compile time error, because in superclass there is no constructor which has only one formal argument. Okay, which has only one data type variable. Okay, that is why I'm getting compiler error. Okay, so if I run the program by giving two variables here, by giving two actual arguments here, I'm going to get output as 11. Class B constructor is called. If I don't give any formal arguments and if I run the program, okay, I'm going to get, okay, class A constructor is created and class B constructor is created. Here empty constructor is called. Okay, so I cannot call two constructors at a time. Why? Because super call statement must be the first statement of the constructor. If I call another super call statement, it is not first statement of the constructor, so we will get compile time error if I call like that. Okay, for example 2 3, if I run the program, I'm going to get compile time error. Okay, because super call statement must be the first statement. Okay, so in the seventh, this super call statement is not the first statement of the constructor. That is why we get compile time error. Okay, this is about super call statement. Hope you have understood about this. Okay, so this is very clear. Okay, so we will discuss about this call statement in the next video, but practice this because this will be asked in the interview. Okay, thank you for watching this. Like this video, subscribe my channel and share my videos to the students who need it.